This video is again part of the recap. Here, I'll be recapping my knowledge of Git as it relates to my current endeavor, which is to do a C++ CGI project for Underdog Zone. Here's something I should know about Git on my Macintosh workstation. I should never do a manual update of Git because every time OS X, the operating system on my Mac workstation, gets updated, it will automatically update Git for me. So it's a process which I really don't have any control of, and it would be tricky to do it manually and then end up having it rewritten. Anyway, if you want the gory details, then you can look them up on this video of mine in my Git playlist called Git Upgrade on Mac 22 July 2014. Again, I'll repeat, the Git playlist is a good place for me to familiarize myself with how Git on my Mac workstation works. As a matter of fact, right here, I'm showing that git config. This is where I specify the configuration for Git on my Mac. Okay, let me play this part here. Git configuration. Before I get started, I just want to show my Git configuration file. Okay, this is what it is. All right, but it doesn't show where that Git configuration file is. Okay, let's see. pwd, I'm in my home directory, and the git config, okay, there it is. .git config is a hidden file in my home directory. By the way, okay, while we're looking at this file, the name and the email, those are what show up when I make a commit. So if I make a commit on my Mac, these credentials will appear. Now, these don't have to match my GitHub name and email. It's just that these are what will show up for commits made on my workstation. Okay, and I'm using a helper app on my workstation called OS X Keychain, and this is going to help by supplying the OS X Keychain will supply the password for the GitHub app or even the command line Git client. The actual SSH file is automatically going to be there in my .ssh, and whichever server I'm connecting to via SSH is going to check to find that I have the relevant SSH key in the .ssh directory. And this defines what the global ignore file is. It's .global ignore in my home directory. However, I'll be using ignore files or git ignore. I don't remember their name, but I will be using them on a repository by repository basis. I won't be really using the global one because each project needs to have its own ignores. I came across this slide here saying that the system-wide config file for Git is in the etc folder, and I noticed that it wasn't actually used. Okay, let me go there. cd. Okay, so this is the content of the etc folder, and I do not have the git config file. Although if I wanted my Git installation to have one, this is where I would put it. It is important to note that the etc directory is where system-wide configuration files are stored. For example, the hosts file is here. See, down right here. And the Apache directory, which has the Apache configuration files, is right here. As a matter of fact, I showed its contents right up there, all of these. Okay, and you should note that actually The Mac, I don't have Apache set up on it, so you're not going to see the same stuff that you would see in an Ubuntu Apache installation.